Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. SlothFang here, bringing you kind of a random episode. No style hair, no tie. Just on my presentation. Just on my spare time, decided I wanted to record something very special. For me, near and dear to my heart, a game console out of all the game consoles from the very beginning to now would be the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. For those of you who are wondering why the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo Entertainment System had that ES on it, the Entertainment System, was due to there's a few parts to it, but from what I understand, from what I know personally, the gaming industry nearly died. And when the Nintendo Entertainment System came out, they literally had to sell them door to door in large cities, explaining that they'll buy back full price any consoles that don't sell or wanted to be returned. They wanted to sell it as more of an entertainment system than a gaming, like the Atari 2600, ColecoVision, and so on. I'd name other older consoles, but I don't know if they were close enough to the release of the NES to be kind of effective. I say NES, but then the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, I say SNES, even though I don't think that's correct. I think it's SNES, but anyways, who knows? There's corrections, Nintendo's released videos recently, but for me, I want to talk about, as a child, that was the system for me, was the Super Nintendo. I got a N64 as a child, and that was me excited. You get those videos of, oh my god, Nintendo! Oh my god! Yeah, that was me on my birthday opening that up. And Nintendo's always had a special place in my heart. Sony was really where I, as my own gamer, my own individual, played games. PlayStation 1, Crash Bandicoot, PlayStation 2, PS3, it was kind of eh. That's when I dabbled more into the 360, the Xbox One, and PS4s within the next generation, current gen. And then you had the Switch, which it's like, hello Nintendo, we're here to take your hours away from work. You're going to work and then you're coming back to play the Switch. And I'm like, well, no, I'm not. I got a life and I'm playing the Switch. Not literally that way, but it's something where Nintendo really knows what they're doing. And they came out with these classics. And my girlfriend got me, and this is like literally as small, like literally here's my hand. Like literally the thing shows it being held in a hand. So to kind of put in perspective, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. And of course, reset and the power work. Eject doesn't work, and this doesn't work, so you can't take the cartridge and go, even though they told you not to, but you knew that if you blew and, or you took like a cotton swab, ear swab, and you like put in some isopropyl alcohol, whatever you pronounce it. The people who knew what I'm talking about know who I'm talking about, know what I'm talking about. But you take that and you clean the cartridge tins, and then you turn it on. What's cool about this is actually there's the controllers. I have one that I actually haven't played this yet. Like I've been waiting for a special day. It has the controllers with, apparently the NES had a cable that was shorter, but this one's longer. To put in perspective, where did I put it? Here's the Super Nintendo controller I have. So that's a good, like, maybe 6 feet, maybe 10. I'd say it's less than 10 feet, but it's yeah, I'd say it's about 6 feet. So it's a good distance. You don't have to be like right up on the TV playing it like, oh, I'm gonna win. I gotta look right down an atom particle down there to atomic particle down there to see I'm actually that. Oh no, I'm up here. Oh no, you can actually like sit back, relax, play, enjoy the fun, chit chat. But you're probably wondering, how do I set it up? It's easy. Plug and play. Play and watch. Plug, play, watch. So you take your wall outlet, it comes with a little wall plug, and your HDMI cable. You connect to the TV, then you connect to the back of the NES, so you take the HDMI cable, you take the HDMI out, which is this one right here, and you just plug it in. The big fat bottom versus the top, like you're going to put it in like this. Ta-da! It's like Tetris. And then you take your, what do they call it, DC in, except it's not like a huge brick, and you put the little tines. The little tines go up top, the little like teeth, and there it is. Because when you turn it on, light turns on, and there you go. Reset takes you back in menus. You're probably wondering, well, SlothFang, well, look, you got the traditional looking controller spot, but the controller's like this. How do you, and there's little release buttons if you want to plug it in, but the catch is right below here. It opens up just like that for you. So then you take this, that lower middle part goes up top, plugs right in. You got a controller. From there, we'll switch over to the next screen. That'll be actually just the specific game as soon as you turn it on, what it looks like. So let's go check it out right now. While we're actually transitioning from webcam to the game, take a moment to like the video, share, subscribe, as well as comment below if you think something works well or doesn't work well. I may or may not make the green screen actually work. I should have turned on more lights. Sorry, hiccups. Wow, my apologies. So comment below any feedback, negative, positive. Alright, so here we have it. I'm going to plug in my headphones. Well, plug in my headphones. Haha. Put on my headphones so that way there's not a sound leaking. Alright, and I probably should turn on my TV. Important thing after everything's turned on to make sure that everything's set. Turn on your TV and make sure it's on the HDMI setting. From there, you can pick, you know, whether it's English, French, Dutch, Espanol, specific type of Russian, Portuguese, the European form, Netherlands, or Italian. So you'll be using the D-pad on the controller as well as A to hit OK. The D-pad up, down, left, right. I'm doing English because English, but listen to that music. That's gonna be the thing that gets me a copyright strike. Which, hey, you know what? They're gonna copyright claim it. I don't do it for the money. I do it for you, the viewers, the one viewer. And voila! See how easy it was? You're probably like, wow, that's pretty cool. To kind of explain what games we have here, I'll go through all of them, and then we'll come back into what we have. We have Contra 3: The Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, F-Zero, Final Fantasy 3, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course. I know Chips Ahoy is going to love those two games. She's going to be like, what? Also, Kirby Superstar is 8 games in 1. Yeah, it's like Mario, like Super Mario Superstar or All Stars. It's a similar thing. But yeah, Kirby's Dream Course, I should say. Mega Man X, phenomenal game. Secret of Mana, Star Fox 2, which to play Star Fox 2, you have to beat the first level of Star Fox. So it's just something to keep in mind when you're trying to play Star Fox 2. It's just to ensure that you know how to play and a few other things. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Fighting. Super Castlevania 4, I've always wanted to play it. I've always heard about it. I'm going to definitely be playing on the channel. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, another game I'm going to be playing on the channel. Because, heck yeah. I'm going to be crying about how I'm losing all the time. But hey, who doesn't love a challenge? Super Mario Kart, where it all began. May or may not see that on the channel. Super Mario RPG Legend of the 7 Stars. Now, this is a phenomenal RPG game. A lot of people have talked about, ranted and raved and wanted more from it. So, maybe we'll see that on the Switch. Maybe, maybe not. Super Mario World, something that is a classic to my heart. I beat numerous times on my original NES that my mother and father had. Super Metroid. Super Punch-Out. The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. Yoshi's Island. And then we're back. It just cycles through. So out of these games, there's, I think, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Over 20 games. And that's a lot. I don't know what the NES is. I'm pretty sure it's close to that. But there's a lot of great games. Technically, this is Yoshi's Island. It's really Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, but I refer to Yoshi's Island, you refer to Yoshi's Island, your mom refers to it as Yoshi's Island. It's Yoshi's Island. So what's great about this is you can go up to menu. I should mention, I went left to right to go through games. You can hit select to sort games, start to start them. But suspend pointless, what that does is you can save each game a few different save point files, kind of like a save file, but it saves to that exact moment. If you're not familiar with emulators, what they do is they emulate, they kind of create the game and the system via PC and other things that aren't completely legitimate, but aren't illegitimate fully. Feel free to read about that, but hitting the up button goes to the menu. You have display. So if I want the 4:3, or say I want pixel perfect, then there's also the classic CRT filter, so you can feel like you're playing on the old CRT TV, the big bulky lugs. Frames, you can add a frame to it. That. There's so many different frames. I've actually first. Oh, now that is pretty nifty. It's got the Super Nintendo button logo on the top right. There's a Galaxy. That'd be pretty cool. You have the old TV with the speakers. Ooh, the stage. That stage, the curtains for the theatrical aspect frame, that reminds me of the Super Mario Brothers 2, the hard one. Ooh, a little cityscape. That'd be cool for playing F-Zero. But say you don't want a screen, you can leave it as is, and then you can choose, do you want pixel perfect or 4:3? Really, to me, it really doesn't matter. I'll keep it as is for the moment. Options, my gameplay demo, if you want the demo on, the classic demo. Screen burn-in reduction, I really recommend it. If you play a game a lot, or just set it down for a few minutes, if it's the same frame, let alone a constant color change, it can burn that into a screen where when you turn the TV off, it's still there. Back when I lived, I still lived with my parents, my dad's house actually in particular, the flat screen TV, we played like Super Mario Kart on the Wii, as well as the new Super Mario Brothers U. Or new Super Mario Brothers on it, and it left Mario on there. It came off over time, but that's definitely something you want to have. You can also reset the factory settings if you'd like. We'll go back now and go to language. So say you accidentally click Dutch, you're like, darn, I don't want to learn Dutch today. I want to learn, I want to see if my French is on par. You can do that, as well as English, Italiano, the rest of the languages. The legal notices. This is just like copyrights and things of that notice. Now keep in mind this Super Nintendo, Super NES came out in like 2017, so, and an open source software notification. Overall, just keep in mind this came out in 2017. It's easier to find now. Target and Walmart should at least have a few of these. And in no way am I sponsored by any product by Nintendo or Target or Walmart. None of them. This is just me doing it out of the purity of my heart. So some cool information here. I'm not going to bother you with that. Oh look, manuals. View the original game manuals and other information on your smart device. Or the website www.nintendo.co.jp/clvs/manual/. I think it's actually a backslash forward slash. I don't know. But yeah, so it's a cool way. There's really not too many papers in it. It was pretty much this, the two controllers, the DC, the power adapter to plug it in and power it, and then the HDMI plug. Relatively straightforward. There was also a really cool poster. Let me see if I can. I won't have it up here, but I'll read it to you. It's kind of like one of those posters back in the day where it would tell you, oh, okay, no, it did come with a warranty and user agreement information pamphlet, as well as a startup instructions. The startup instructions are on the back side of the Nintendo poster that goes, "Now you're playing with superpower," and it has 3 frames. For Super Mario World, its description. Same thing for Super Metroid, Super Mario Kart, Star Fox, F-Zero, and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. And it's the Super Nintendo Entertainment System poster. And I'll probably frame that up. I just have to get it. It's a smaller. It's like a 16 by like 22 or something like that. Most posters are 18 by 24. But as you can see, I'm just kind of idle here. It's actually going to boot into a game. So let's check this out. See what this looks. Oh wow, Konami. That is memories. That right there. Hearing that, I used to play Batman the animated series, Batman and Robin the animated series on here. Loved it. Ooh, AD 2636. Oh no, aliens are invading! Jerry the meatloaf, get the meatloaf off the pot before the aliens invade with the house burning down because the aliens invaded and you weren't paying attention. Oh wait, it doesn't matter because everyone's pretty much dead. Bad guy. Totally the bad guy. The Alien Wars begin. It's time for revenge. Let's attack aggressively. Well, no, you attack passively? Gotcha 3, the Alien Wars. 1 players, 2 players, A or B or option. So, you know, when you're in a game like this, oh, sorry, it popped out like that. But yeah, so that's kind of like going into a game. So let's actually check out a game. Let's play a game that I've played before that I know isn't going to cause like any like waiting to talk or something like that. Let's go into Super Mario Kart just to check it out. Oh, that sound. Music, love it. Tic-tac-toe. Someone's about to get their butt whooped in tic-tac. No, it's actually going to be a cat, I think. So everyone's driving by. Oh, Toad just got wrecked by Bowser. Oh, here's Donkey Kong. Yoshi's like, oh, wow, double banana, man. Oh, star power, sweet. So this is kind of giving you an idea what a race looks like. I'm not actually racing. I'm letting it play through like the demo, the in-game demo for you. Yoshi's going around. This is kind of a slick feel to it. Those are coins. Yes, I know it's retro. Oh man, I love this. And when you go over one of those cube spaces, those item spaces, the tiles turn red for a moment. I think over time, after a lap or two, it'll turn back to yellow and you can pick up another one. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's Super Mario Kart for you. But that pretty much wraps it up. As I mentioned before, like, share, subscribe. It helps me out. Just lets me know someone's actually watching. I'm just going to do it because I love doing this. If I have that one person, regardless of Chips Ahoy or Garrett or any of my family friends, that watch anyone else watches it, great. But I'm just here to have fun. Show you what I'm doing in my life and how I'm having fun, how I'm enjoying. As well as maybe showing you something that you'd enjoy. If you're looking for a gift for someone, I definitely recommend, you know, if they're into gaming at all or the retro gaming stuff, the Super Nintendo or Nintendo Entertainment System classics are pretty affordable. They're just under $100. I think they're 60 or 70 bucks, but they've got 20 games, and it lets you switch between games. Say, you know, I went to play this and I swapped to a different game to either play or let someone else play. You can do save points. You can multiple save points. So it's really fun. So definitely involved. Checking it out. I'll probably do a couple of videos of every game just to kind of get an idea of what each game is like, and maybe even play through a full playthrough of a game. Who knows? I've already played Super Mario World before on the channel. Maybe I'll just have to play it on this. As always, this has been SlothFang. Good afternoon, good evening, and I will see you next time.